Difficult holiday weekend for staff of a local restaurant. They lost their jobs today. They found out in an email just hours before their shift.
Do you remember Ruby Tuesday? For decades, it was an iconic part of the American casual dining landscape. Whether it was the endless salad bar, the cozy atmosphere, or the reliably extensive menu, Ruby Tuesday managed to carve out a special place in the hearts of families, couples, and groups of friends looking for a night out. At its peak, Ruby Tuesday operated over 930 locations across the globe, from bustling malls in the US to cities as far away as Hong Kong and Iceland. With a focus on affordable, hearty meals and casual dining, it seemed unstoppable. But today, it's a shadow of its former self. The chain has dwindled to just over 200 locations, and the days of Ruby Tuesday being a go-to dining destination are long gone. In 2020, Ruby Tuesday filed for bankruptcy, marking a devastating chapter in the story of what was once a juggernaut of casual dining. What went wrong? To understand the fall of Ruby Tuesday, we need to delve into its history, its peak, and the key mistakes that led to its decline. This is the story of Ruby Tuesday, from its humble beginnings in Knoxville, Tennessee, to its meteoric rise and ultimately to its fall. Ruby Tuesday's story began in 1972 when 22-year-old Sandy Beale decided to take a leap of faith. While managing a group of Pizza Hut franchises with a friend, tragedy struck. His mentor and business partner passed away suddenly, but in a twist of fate, Sandy was left with $10,000 from his late friend's estate, along with some parting advice. Start something of your own. Sandy took the money, teamed up with 4 friends, and opened the first Ruby Tuesday along Cumberland Avenue, right next to the University of Tennessee. Named after the Rolling Stones song, the restaurant quickly caught the attention of locals and students alike. The cozy interior, with its rustic charm and quirky art, made it a hit. The menu was simple but satisfying, and Sandy's knack for creating an inviting atmosphere turned Ruby Tuesday into a local hotspot. It became so popular that Sandy dropped out of college to focus entirely on growing the business. By the end of the 1970s, Ruby Tuesday had multiple locations across Tennessee. The chain's unique vibe and the introduction of the salad bar, a novelty at the time, helped it stand out in a crowded dining market. Malls were beginning to emerge as cultural hubs, and Sandy strategically opened Ruby Tuesday locations within these bustling shopping centres, ensuring a steady stream of foot traffic. The success of Ruby Tuesday caught the attention of Morrison Inc., a food and beverage company with a knack for identifying growth opportunities. In 1982, Morrison acquired Ruby Tuesday for $15 million, a significant sum at the time. With Morrison's backing, Ruby Tuesday expanded aggressively, doubling its number of locations within a few years, and making its mark across the southeastern United States. By the late 1980s, Ruby Tuesday had over 125 locations and was raking in millions of dollars in revenue annually. The chain became known for its extensive menu, which ranged from burgers to ribs to seafood, and for its relaxed, family-friendly environment. By 1996, Ruby Tuesday had become a publicly traded company, further fueling its rapid expansion. International growth soon followed. Locations popped up in Hong Kong, Iceland, Chile, and India, solidifying Ruby Tuesday as a global brand. By the early 2000s, the chain boasted over 900 locations and had established itself as one of the biggest names in casual dining, alongside competitors like Applebee's, TGI Fridays, and Chili's. But as the saying goes, what goes up must come down. Ruby Tuesday's golden era wouldn't last forever. 1. Overexpansion and the decline of shopping malls. In its prime, Ruby Tuesday's strategy relied heavily on shopping mall locations. Malls were cultural epicenters, attracting thousands of shoppers who often capped their day of retail therapy with a meal at Ruby Tuesday. But by the mid-2000s, the decline of malls became apparent. The rise of e-commerce giants like Amazon shifted consumer behavior, and malls began to empty out. For Ruby Tuesday, this was disastrous. Its reliance on mall traffic turned what was once a strength into a significant weakness. Locations that had been profitable for years started to see sharp declines in foot traffic. While other casual dining chains diversified their location strategies, Ruby Tuesday clung to its mall-heavy portfolio, failing to adapt to the changing retail landscape. 2. Cringeworthy marketing campaigns. Ruby Tuesday's marketing efforts have often been, to put it kindly, hit or miss. In 2008, the chain tried to rebrand itself with a viral stunt. It aired a live demolition of what was billed as the last old Ruby Tuesday restaurant, only to accidentally blow up the building next door. The stunt was meant to symbolize the chain's reinvention, but it left viewers confused and unimpressed. Then there was the infamous 2013 campaign for pretzel buns. Using the hashtag #FunBetweenTheBuns, the campaign paired pixelated burger photos with sultry voiceovers. Instead of enticing customers, the campaign made them uncomfortable. Critics panned the campaign as tone-deaf and juvenile, further damaging Ruby Tuesday's image. 3. A failed upscale rebranding. As competition among casual dining chains intensified, Ruby Tuesday decided to set itself apart by going upscale. In the mid-2000s, the chain invested heavily in remodeling its restaurants, swapping out its signature decor for a more modern, minimalist look. Menus were revamped and prices were raised to reflect the chain's new, refined image. The rebranding effort alienated Ruby Tuesday's core customer base. Loyal diners who had loved the chain for its affordability and casual vibe felt out of place in the new, more expensive environment. Worse, the upscale image didn't attract the high-end clientele Ruby Tuesday had hoped for. The chain found itself in a no-man's land. Too pricey for casual diners, but not upscale enough to compete with premium restaurants. 4. Changing tastes and the millennial factor. The millennial generation has reshaped the dining industry in profound ways, and Ruby Tuesday failed to keep up. Millennials tend to prioritize convenience, quality, and unique dining experiences. Fast casual chains like Chipotle, Panera Bread, and Sweetgreen thrived by offering fresh, customizable meals in sleek, modern settings. Ruby Tuesday, with its dated vibe and uninspired menu, couldn't compete. Millennials also embraced health-conscious eating, seeking out menus that emphasized fresh, locally sourced ingredients. Ruby Tuesday's reputation for calorie-laden comfort food made it a less attractive option for this generation, further eroding its customer base. 5. A reputation for unhealthy food. Ruby Tuesday's menu didn't do it any favors. While the chain touted its fit and trim options, the bulk of its menu remained a nutritional nightmare. For example, the turkey avocado burger, which sounded like a healthy choice, packed nearly 900 calories and a whopping 2,400 milligrams of sodium. Even the salad bar, once a major draw, was criticized for being lackluster and offering limited healthy options. As consumers became more health conscious, Ruby Tuesday's menu felt increasingly out of step with dietary trends. Competitors like Panera Bread capitalized on this shift, offering clean, wholesome meals that aligned with evolving consumer preferences. 6. Intense competition in the casual dining space. Ruby Tuesday wasn't alone in its struggles. The entire casual dining industry faced challenges as fast casual chains gained popularity. Competitors like Applebee's and Chili's fought to stay relevant by updating their menus, embracing technology, and launching aggressive marketing campaigns. While these chains struggled, their larger size and stronger brand recognition gave them an edge over Ruby Tuesday. Meanwhile, fast casual brands offered better food at lower prices in more convenient settings. Ruby Tuesday, caught in the middle, failed to differentiate itself in a crowded market, leading to a steady decline in customer loyalty. 7. Financial mismanagement and private equity troubles. Ruby Tuesday's financial woes were exacerbated by mismanagement and the pitfalls of private equity ownership. In 2017, the chain was sold to NRD Capital for $146 million, a fraction of its former valuation. While NRD aimed to revitalize the brand, its strategy focused heavily on cost-cutting measures like closing underperforming locations and reducing staff. These cuts alienated employees and customers alike. The closures created a sense of instability around the brand, and the remaining locations struggled to maintain consistent service and quality. Meanwhile, mounting debt left Ruby Tuesday ill-prepared to weather economic downturns or industry disruptions. 8. The pandemic's final blow. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit in 2020, Ruby Tuesday was already on life support. Forced to close dining rooms nationwide, the chain struggled to pivot to takeout and delivery, a lifeline for many restaurants during the pandemic. Ruby Tuesday's lack of a robust digital ordering system put it at a significant disadvantage compared to competitors. By October 2020, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. With debts ranging from $100 million to $500 million, Ruby Tuesday announced plans to close over 150 locations and restructure its operations. The once thriving chain emerged from bankruptcy in 2021, but with a much smaller footprint and an uncertain future. Ruby Tuesday's rise and fall is a stark reminder of how quickly success can fade in the restaurant industry. What started as a college dream grew into a global brand, only to collapse under the weight of strategic missteps, changing consumer preferences, and economic challenges. Today, Ruby Tuesday is a shell of its former self, struggling to stay relevant in an industry that has largely moved on. For many, it's a nostalgic memory, a reminder of a time when dining out at a casual chain restaurant felt like a special treat. Whether Ruby Tuesday can stage a comeback remains to be seen, but its story serves as a cautionary tale for businesses everywhere, adapt or risk being left behind. Make sure to catch more case studies on the world of business over at Capital Chronicles.